Nick Hamilton here at Los Angeles Rams training camp here at UCI with defensive coordinator and Super Bowl champion Raheem Morris. How are you, sir? What has impressed you so much about this training camp? Who has impressed you, I should say?
The competition overall. We've done a great job of really creating some competition on the back end, especially. Those young corners have been really impressive. Just having Bobby Wagner around Ernest has been a lot of fun and impressive. You know, the guys up front, how hard AD goes, and some of the guys, even though he didn't go today, those guys up front, it's just overall a really good group coming back for a second year with me. And I'm really proud to be able to have the opportunity to coach these guys again. It's just a lot of fun because of the guys and how they compete.
Now, how imperative is it for you to build that camaraderie and that chemistry, you coming back for your second year and not having to reinstall a new system to these guys with their familiarity with you, and they know how you work, you know how they work?
You know, it's huge. Getting to know each other, just about anything you do, any business, when you kind of can anticipate some of the things that are going to happen, some of the things that we want to do, some of the checks that we want to make, some of the balance that we want to go through, all the stuff and how we work and what we work for. It just all comes to fruition when these guys get a chance to take the field. I'm really jacked up and fired up, Nick, that they got a chance to do that.
Doing you guys are going back and forth, but at what point did you realize, okay, we build a bond here, we have something special that you can kind of take the mask off and really get to know one another?
You know, it really happened pretty quickly. You know, the interview process between us two really happened in the offseason the year before when he came to work, when he was around, and how he worked, how he led his guys, his ability to listen to me, get my message across, the little subtle changes, you know, some of the things from a philosophy standpoint that he listened to and he really bought into. Once we got to the season, it was ready to click and was ready to go. Did we have some ups and downs just based on the relationships and the calls and how you want to do it? There's no doubt, especially when you're talking about the one-of-one greatest play of all time. But it was a great transition. It was great things for us, and it led to what it led to, and we couldn't be more proud.
Now, you've always, Raheem, from the time you were at Tampa Bay with the Bucks, obviously with the Atlanta Falcons for a stint, you've always been able to develop that relationship with those individual players and treat them like individuals, understanding their individual personalities, and that's a lot of personalities to understand. How are you able to do that and have that type of relationship with those players as you move forward?
You know, I really believe, Nick, is all about your people skills. It's about what you're able to do for people and how well you can make them play. The guys all respect the game so much that they're willing to respect you. I think you got to stay ahead of the curve as far as knowledge. You got to stay ahead of the curve as far as what's next and how we get better. And these guys, they just really done a great job here at this program before me, getting guys and going out and really getting guys into the system that are ready to go. So I love to take all the credit, but some of the credit goes to these guys as well.
Now, obviously, you said your second year, but it's also Matthew Stafford's second year. So what have you seen out of Matthew Stafford from the time that you arrived? You guys pretty much arrived at the same time, going through that Super Bowl run. And then what are you seeing from him in year two, going up against him every day with that defense?
You know, extreme confidence. You know, you're talking about a guy that can make every single throw on the field. You're talking about a guy that absolutely understands the field just as well as Sean McVay. And when you got that kind of relationship between the head coach, the play caller, the quarterback, and the respect for the defense that he has for the defense, it makes nothing but for great competition every single day. You throw Cooper Kupp into that mix, and you got a whole bunch of guys giving you ideas that are just outstanding, and I love being here to do that with those guys.
Now, we already know Sean McVay. We know how energetic he is and on 10 that he is. But during the Super Bowl parade, Raheem Morris was turned up times 10. Now, what did that moment mean for you, just with everything that you've gone through, everything that you accomplished, all the ups and downs? What did that moment mean for you?
You know, it was a really exciting moment for me because for the first thing, when I got here to go with Sean, you know, the expectations were finishing number one in defense again, and that was never my goal. My goal was to absolutely come out and win the Super Bowl and find a way to get this team to play the best they can play at the most crucial moments, and that's what they were to go out there and accomplish. So when you get to that Super Bowl parade, you're able to celebrate that moment, that day, with all your guys and get everybody turned up. And you did it for the city, you did it for LA, you did it for everybody else. That's just a great feeling. And to be able to do that with those guys, celebrate with those guys, we had a lot of fun doing that.
Now, lastly, you also happen to be around Jalen Ramsey, who arguably is one of the greatest corners in the game today. But you really don't get a chance to appreciate his athleticism, his agility, you know, seeing him on the sidelines out here, obviously not being able to participate, but still putting in the work. How is it having a guy like Jalen Ramsey on the sidelines and utilizing his knowledge and his cerebral skills when it comes to understanding and breaking down the game?
I joked about it the other day, said it was awful having him as a coach, but it really is a lot of fun, you know. And if you're arguing about whether he's the best corner in the league, you're not arguing with me. You know, he's the very best that I've ever been around. He's the very best corner that's playing this game right now. And it's not by mistake. The work he puts into it, how much he cares, his confidence, and to be able to watch him try to exude that through his group is something that I love to watch. and being able to help him, be able to communicate that with some of the other guys is what I love to help him do. So we have so much fun together, and to be able to watch him through this transition of coming off the injury, being a coach, being a player / work hard, trying to get back, is a lot of fun for all of us.
What are you listening to these days? What gets Raheem Morris in the mood, man, to go out here and coach, and then what calms you down as well?
You know, it's funny, man. I'm still old school, man. I'm still Jay-Z. You know, I get with the young guys. I might turn the new future on every once in a while, but I'm still old school, man. Like, and when it comes to calming down, we got plenty of things to calm down, and we can do just about anything when it comes to that. But, you know, a little Post Malone, a little something softer, but it is what it is, man.
So Jigga Man.
Jay-Z's the greatest of all time, and that's what we listen to all the time when we need to go to.